Intake! Woo! The required tools for this install is a basic set of sockets, a ratchet, a Phillips head screwdriver, and lastly a set of needle nose pliers. I'll include links in the description to all the tools required for this installation, along with a link to the HPS intake that we're going to be installing. Once we have the required tools assembled, we can begin removing the existing intake tube. I'll also leave in the description a link to a timestamp video showcasing how to remove the factory setup for those who need that information. Luckily, in my case, we just need to remove the two 8mm hose clamps and the PCV, and then we'll have the majority of this already removed. So the next step in the installation process is to remove the factory airbox. In order to do so, we need to remove the three 10mm bolts holding it in. Now with those three bolts loose and removed, we can go ahead and take out the two Phillips screws holding the MAF sensor in, and then with that, we can remove the factory airbox and complete the disassembly process. With the removal process taken care of, we can now begin installing, and to do so, the first step is to put the O-ring into the intake tube, and then we need to install this coupler. So with our O-ring and coupler installed, the next step is to install this isolator post mount. And with the isolator post installed, we can now slide this airbox into the engine bay. And then now we can secure it using one of the supplied 10mm bolts. And now with the airbox and everything else installed, we can now begin positioning the inlet tube and getting that installed. Next up, we need to resecure the MAF sensor. Now with the MAF installed, we can go ahead and install the bracket that connects the isolator post to the inlet tube using another one of the supplied 10mm bolts, along with one of the supplied 10mm washers and nuts. And then now with the bracket securely tightened, we can go ahead and install our air filter using the hose clamp. So that's how you install virtually any aftermarket intake on your BRZ, FRS, or GT86. Fairly straightforward process requiring an 8mm, 10mm Phillips head screwdriver and a pair of needle nose. So again, I'll have links in the description to the intake I used, along with all the tools that you might require to get this install completed. Also, a huge thank you to HPS who provided the intake for this video. If you guys are considering picking up an aftermarket intake for your BRZ, FRS, or GT86, please do consider looking at what HPS has to offer for not only that platform, but tons of other vehicles. And again, there will be a link in the description where you can check out everything HPS has to offer. If you guys have any questions or issues regarding how to install an aftermarket intake on your BRZ, FRS, or GT86, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll do everything I can to try to help you out with it. As always, I'd like to thank each and every single one of you for watching. If you would like to subscribe for more mediocre content such as this, please do, and take care.